So we are here at the Red Rock Canyon in Colorado Springs. We're gonna go for a few mile hike today. So we're excited about that. We're on home time till we're gonna go back, start work again on Sunday. So we're gonna make the most of this week and outdoors today. We're gonna go to Manitou Springs later. So we'll be posting some stuff on there. I got you on camera, honey.
Okay, I'm just putting our mace and reflectors on our backpack.
That's
so
right.
You always want
to have water and prepare yourself for wild animals, and you know, we have a little bag that we carry and for stuff like that.
Throw this in the trash.
Oh yeah, that's right, huh?
Yep, let's do this.
Kind of blingy for a hike. So anyway, yeah, Colorado Springs, Manitou Springs, all that, they have some beautiful scenery hikes that you could do, so we're all excited about it.
I know I'm out of shape, so I don't have to get like super in my Spanx and my old workout clothes like I used to do, because we're gonna take it low and slow. We worked out the last 2 mornings, and so our muscles are feeling it. So we're just kind of doing a recovery walk, hike, just something a little different.
Amen. More to come.
Yep.
It's a pretty neat little rock formation. Just erosion, man. Wind and rain and just erosion, you know, causes these things to just fall apart, and then gets on the ground, and then plantation grows, and before you know it, you got this beautiful, beautiful scenery. I tell you, I always say God's an artist, because the way that God created this world, it's just beautiful, picturesque. Oh man. Oh, there's a good tree. I don't know if y'all ever hugged a tree, but man, I suggest everybody hugs a tree at least once in their life, but the trunk's got to be big enough. That's the key. Little stream here, but no water in today. Probably later when it rains. So, huh? You're feeling it already? Yeah, these are pretty neat.
Look at this one, looks like a heart.
Yeah, I guess that, depending on the angle, you know. This is what, sandstone they call it, right? Something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called sandstone. Yeah.
Never sees the sunlight.
I know, right? Yep. It's pretty. You can hear the birds. There's a bird way up there at the top. Probably can't see it though. Looks like a robin. Yeah, it's a pretty cool trail. I like the wildflowers too. These are, I believe these are, Gina said they're primrose. Yeah, it's a pretty flower, little white thing. Very pretty. Wild acorn for the squirrels to eat when they harvest. They fall on the ground and they eat them up. All kinds of cool stuff in nature. Love it.
So that's the path that we just did.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Contemplated.
All right, that'll work. Our next stop is here at the Manitou Springs Cliff Dwellings. And I believe they have a museum here too as well. It's pretty up here.
Yeah, it's crazy to think people used to live.
Yeah, this place was established as an attraction in 1904. The Hopi, a tribe of the Hopi, used to dwell in these areas here.
And they
So
made their homes in the rock.
yeah, brick and all that. Yeah, I think they were moved here. I'm not sure. I don't know. Got a teepee here. This is an original teepee. How they, I mean, it was different. They didn't have the cloth they had, but the sticks, they would gather them in the middle, you know. They're pretty roomy, huh?
Yeah.
They're pretty roomy. It's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. Here's some picture graphs that they used to carve in the rocks. Pretty neat. What is that? Mud and rock. It's pretty neat. They used to grind their corn right here. These are kind of like, they were large dwellings. They used to just live together as a tribe. They didn't have like their own rooms. They used to, literally, it was a communal living, you know, so you could have, you know, 30, 40 people living in one of these dwellings. It's pretty neat.
This is pretty cool. This is a guided tour.
Oh, is it?
It'll tell you about each station.
Nice. But this is some kind of storage. What does it say? Yeah.
It's crazy. It's hot out there.
Yeah, it's very cold in here. It's really warm outside. But man, it is nice and cool in here. So look at this. This is pretty neat. That's pretty cool.
The sunlight coming in.
Yeah, for like light. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Stay right there, Liam.
Yeah.
Right here.
This is where they did their ceremonial chamber.
Yeah, it kind of looked like a ceremonial chamber.
Yeah.
It's like a round room. Yeah, look at the different color of the sandstone when all this was underwater as it was settling. You know, the different veins of different colors of sand.
As they chipped away at the rock, they made the stones, and then they filled.
Uh-huh.
So it's not
Yeah, so
solid.
it's even, yeah.
Yeah, it's like she's bricklaying on this side.
Yeah, they were bricklayers. Yeah. That's pretty cool. They say that the Hopis Out of all of the nations of the indigenous people, the Hopi had a lot of spiritualism. They have some prophecies that came true, and they have a big prophecy. I don't know too much about it, but you could probably Google it or YouTube it about the end of the world and all that crazy stuff. What is that? Oh, another room.
It's a room down there and a walkway back here.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you fit?
Yeah.
Really? All right. Oh yeah.
Home we bought it.
What a trip. And this is all one attached
Block.
piece. This is a dwelling for a 3-family. Huh?
I'm in one of these holes.
Oh, this was considered one of the bedrooms. There's an opening at the floor level and an opening in the middle. Pretty neat. That's neat. That's another deli.
I'm in.
No, go for it.
There's a ladder.
There's a bunch of people there. That's pretty neat, though. This is all of the medicinal plants that the Hopis used. Yeah, that's a write-up on what all of it was used for. That's pretty neat. Sumac, this one. Red berries were eaten raw, cooked or dried, and were made. The stems were used for baskets, arrows, and bows. Interesting. They used to use this for their bow and arrows.
Yeah, they use this for a laxative.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Which one?
This mountain mahogany.
Oh, okay, this one here.
Yeah.
This mountain mahogany was used as a laxative.
And throwing sticks from the wood.
Really? What about these white flowers? Does it say anything about those?
No.
No? Oh, torch flowers they're called. I see the line right here, torch flowers. Torch flowers. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a sign that sweet sand verbena used for bites.
Oh, okay, for bites.
Service berry was an edible fruit and a major food source.
Which one was?
The service berries.
Oh. Okay. Huh.
Please.
Oh, okay, this plant here was used for food.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see the berries are starting to ripen a little bit.
It's an edible berry.
Oh, right on.
Grinding for the corn.
Yeah, this was a communal cooking area where they would prep the corn for masa, you know, to make their fry bread. And they used to make, that's where the Mexicans get the idea of the tamales. They used to make something like a tamale, but it was more with the berries in it. Gina's grinding some of the corn down to flour, how they used to do it. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, look at these little handles to hold on so you can
Yeah,
get in there.
yeah, when you get real tired or yeah, like you just used it to step up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were very innovative, you know? Wood, it's all packed real good so the water won't come through. Man, that's pretty neat. That is pretty neat. This is a juniper tree. They used to use this for firewood, and also the berries, they would use it for tea. This is one of their ovens. They used to use this for drying out the corn and I'm sure other stuff.
It's called the horno.
Yeah, horno. It's still called a horno. It's a Spanish word. Yeah.
31-pound loaves would be baked at the same time.
And bread, yeah, okay. They still use this in the San Luis Valley in Colorado, the first established town of Colorado, by the way. They still use these to make, they call them chicos. They dry the corn and then they make like a corn stew with them, either with beans or pork meat or beef or green chili. You know, it's pretty good. Some more medicinal plants here. That's the thing, man. What gave the Hopi and the indigenous, all the other indigenous nations, the knowledge of plants and their benefits to heal and just, I don't know.
Probably a lot of trial and error.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, because,
or it's just divinely given because they were spiritual people.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, oh, let's try this because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And, oh, I didn't die.
Yeah. Right. Oh, wow, look at that big old rattlesnake. Whoa, that's a big one. That's about, what, about 6 feet? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. This is the museum here. It's pretty neat how they used to make the arrows out of the rock and then the wood and then the bird feathers for the tail. Pretty cool. Here's some shoes.
And to protect their feet.
To protect their feet. What are those? Bone. What does it say?
Those are
Oh, to weave
balls.
baskets.
Yeah, to weave.
Yeah, to weave these baskets. There you go. The baby carriage. That's pretty cool. Leather and wood and beads.
Yeah, they had to protect their babies.
Yeah, that's a cradle.
Strap them in and...
That's where they used to lay their babies down to sleep.
I think it's more for their carrying. They would put them on
That
the
one
back.
is. These two are. But this one, it says it's an actual cradle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. (900, 600 to 900 AD, southern New Mexico). These are pretty old. That one's 850 to 1125 AD, eastern Arizona cliff dwellers.
Look, these are like 100 to 400. These are the oldest.
Huh?
These are the oldest in the name.
Oh, those are BC, huh?
Well, they're still AD, but they're 100 to 400 AD.
100 BC to 400 AD.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious. These were highly intelligent people. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's neat. Look at that basket. That's pretty neat. Yeah. Here's a turkey feather dress. That's pretty neat. Some more pottery.
Can you imagine trying to carry your water in a basket?
Yeah. Well, it was probably woven so tight they could do it. You know what I mean? 750 AD jewelry. I guess back in the day they were gamblers too. Bone dice used in a gambling game. Stoned game balls.
And yucca cord game snare.
Yeah. It's pretty neat. This is how they used to start fire. Yeah. That's another thing. Who would have gave them the knowledge to rub two sticks together? You know what I mean? Just all that different stuff.
Look at the progression.
Yeah. That's how they would dig the pit. They would line it with stones and wood. And they would cover it with plants. And they would construct mud. And that's what they ended up with. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Very cool.